Hello, everyone, and welcome to Glyphs. Thank you to all our viewers who have joined us on Zoom and on Facebook. It's an absolute pleasure to have all of you with us. We shall be starting in just a short while. Until then, enjoy this beautiful performance by our artist, Arjun Dixit. It's lovely to see all our audience who have joined in. Please put in your names in the chat box. We would also like to know that one hobby, that one thing that you love to do. Do put it in the chat box. We would love to connect with that passion of yours. Hello and good evening to all our viewers from India, Austria, and from across the globe. Passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. And that is exactly what our guests are going to do today. Get ready to feel the energy through the journey into the unknown natural beauties and of winds and words. Stay tuned as we have a lovely interaction with our guests. Audience, we shall be recording this episode for quality purposes. Glyphs is a channel where you indulge in identifying the passion created within you, connect with each other, and openly and ingeniously express your thoughts and passions. The purpose of this channel is to create a community of people coming together to showcase their diverse passions on a global platform and to a global audience. Your passion can be singing, photography, painting, playing an instrument, or even something as different as collecting items, or cycling, or even sports. This might be something that you may or may not necessarily be doing as your work, but it is something that simply makes you happy. At Glyphs, we say we create happy individuals. You know you got it, we know you got it, let the world know you got it. The Glyphs CCE show is now on its 69th episode, and we are overwhelmed with the response from all the well-wishers. Friends, so if you have liked the episodes, the experience, and the concept, we're now open to have your financial support. We would like to sincerely thank our audience who have supported us till date. Your support has made it possible for this platform to bring together people from different places and cultures, all bound together by passion. Your financial support, however big or small, is extremely valuable to us. You'll be able to see a GPay number as well as a QR code for any contribution that you would like to make to take this concept forward. And so, a warm welcome again on this lovely Thursday evening. I'm your host, Parag Wartak, and it's an absolute pleasure to welcome all of you to the 69th episode of this wonderful channel where we showcase your passion. Audience, while we talk to our guests, do keep the chat box alive with your comments and appreciation. And to the viewers on Facebook, we are listening to you too. So please feel free to put your comments on our Facebook page, which is live right now. No matter how few possessions you own or how little money you have, loving wildlife and nature will make you rich beyond measure. Our first guest, Chaitanya Dattatreya RISBUD, is super rich by these standards. Chaitanya has been pursuing his passion of wildlife for more than 15 years now. As a profession, he works as a tour leader at In Search Outdoor. So he's one of those few people who can club their passion and profession together. Chaitanya's inspiration has been the likes of Steve Irwin, Krishnameghe Kunte. Apart from his passion and profession of wildlife, he also does small write-ups related to wildlife and sometimes on cricket as well on Facebook. Chaitanya's proudest moment so far has been when he was working on grassland amphibian survey. So, ladies and gentlemen, as they say, look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. And to do exactly that, please welcome the nature wanderer, Chaitanya RISBUD. Welcome on the show, Chaitanya.
Yes, hello.
And I must say, 15 years to be in this passion is like a wow amount of time. So I must ask you this: how did you get into this passion to being with wildlife and nature? I'm sure it's going to be a very interesting story to hear. So let's hear it.
Okay, so it all started with my liking of reading and a couple of books. When I was in third standard, my uncle gifted me a book called Dosti Korea Pakshanchi written by Kiran Purandare. That book is very basic about how to start birding, and as you can see in the picture, that Dosti Korea Pakshanchi. This book is very basic book about how to start birding and how to identify birds that visit your everyday garden. After reading that book, I started observing the birds that visit my garden every day. And at that time, my parents used to take me to Katras Snake Park on almost every Sunday. And I used to go there and observe snakes in captivity, of course. And that helped me to increase my interest in this particular wildlife field. And when I was in seventh standard, I read a book called Eka Ranvedachi Shodhayatra by Krishnameghe Kunte. That book is related to experiences the writer had in Mudumalai forest. Mudumalai forest is located on the borders of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. So I was very fascinated by that book and wanted to visit that forest. The forest is very famous for the Virappan. And at that time, I saw an advertisement about wildlife camp to Mudumalai National Park, and I enrolled for that camp in 2005, and that was my first wildlife experience, and that was 5 day and 4 night camp, and I had my first wildlife experience, and since then, till 2012, I attended every one camp every year. And from 2012, I joined a wildlife tourism company as volunteer and started volunteering on various wildlife camps and one-day outings. And since 2017, I'm working as full-time employee and tour leader at that wildlife tourism company. And that's how my passion turned into my profession.
That's some story there, Chaitanya. Absolutely brilliant. And again, hats off to your dedication. Brilliant. So, Chaitanya, I know you've been visiting a lot of places which are either not known to people for its wildlife, or people tend to ignore going to those certain places. So, our audience would love to understand more from you about the unknown forests in India.
Okay, so India is gifted with very rich biodiversity, and there are various habitats. We can say that from hot desert in Rajasthan to cold deserts in Ladakh, and from evergreen forest to grassland and scrublands. India has very rich biodiversity and gifted with many biodiversity hotspots. But it is not possible to visit each and every forest or each and every habitat. And instead of saying unknown forests, we can say that some forests are less discovered. The reasons can be anything, that less transport available, or less facilities available over there. Some of the examples are Gorumara National Park, which is in West Bengal. Gorumara National Park is also home to Indian rhinoceros. Elephants are there, tiger is there, leopard is there, and other mammal species are also there. And some 194 species of birds are also there in Gorumara National Park. But because of less explored, people prefer going to Sundarbans or Kaziranga to see the rhino. And some of other examples are Bondla Wildlife Sanctuary, Mahadevi Wildlife Sanctuary, Molem Wildlife Sanctuary, which are near Goa. They are all evergreen forests. And when you go into evergreen forest, the problem is the visibility decreases because of the density of the forest. And if the animal is sitting 10 feet in from the road, you're not sometimes able to see that animal, and your vehicle just passes away, and then people say that "Arey kuch nahi dikha." But it's not like that. When you go into forest, the one thing is impossible, that you don't get to see anything. You will see birds for definitely you will see birds, and you will see some things because of which the tiger or the apex predator is surviving there. So it is next to impossible that when you go to forest and see nothing. Okay. Some examples of grassland sanctuaries are Mayoreshwar Wildlife Sanctuary, which is near Supe village, and another examples are Rekuri and Karma, which are in Ahmednagar district. Mayoreshwar Wildlife Sanctuary is home to Chinkara, that is Indian gazelle, Gazella benneti, the Latin name. The picture here is from Mayoreshwar Wildlife Sanctuary, and the eagles are there are steppe eagles. They are migratory. They come from Russia and steppe region. That's why they are called as steppe eagle. And Rekuri and Karma wildlife sanctuaries are home to the famous black buck. And people consider that grasslands are rugged terrain, and there is less biodiversity, but it is not like that. I have been exploring grassland since the last 8 years, and I have seen some beautiful biodiversity over there, from wolves to foxes to many migratory birds.
Wow. Now that is quite interesting, Chaitanya, and it's really good that you have visited all these, as you said, lesser known places to people in India. Absolutely brilliant. To the audience, it is the quiz time. So let's get on with the quiz. So the first question is, which forest is the first national park of India? And this is just the half of the question. So let's hear it. Let's have some answers. And I don't think you need to Google this one because this is very easy. Which forest is the first national park in India or of India? Yes, Shilpa, it is Jim Corbett. So yes, so you got the answer right to the first part of the question. Now, can you guys tell me what was it called before being called as Jim Corbett? No, it was not called Ram Ganga. No. Come on, audience. Right. I'll give you 5 more seconds to answer that, and I'll give it to you. Well, I'll give it to you. It was called Haley National Park, Haily, Haley National Park. Before we all now know it's Jim Corbett. So on to the second question. How do the scorpions glow under ultraviolet light? So what makes them glow, the scorpions, under the ultraviolet light? Come on, audience. I know you can do this without Googling. No, Gayatri, it's not venom. It's a chemical. Can you name the chemical? So this is a hint. It's a chemical. You need to name the chemical. Right, I'll give you this one as well. It is beta carbolin chemical, which is present in the cuticle, which makes them glow under the ultraviolet light. So, which animal is the indicator species of the best grasslands? So, which animal is the indicator species of the best grassland in India, of course? Come on, all you wildlife lovers. You should be able to answer this. Shilpa, very close, very close. I need the exact name. All right, I'll give you this one. It is Indian gazelle, which is the animal, which is the indicator species of the best grasslands. So the last question. Which butterfly is the state butterfly of Maharashtra? You need to name the butterfly, which is our state butterfly of Maharashtra. No, sir, it's not grass yellow. Yes, Apuva and Himangi, yes, it is absolutely right. It is blue mormon. That is the state butterfly of Maharashtra. Well done, you audience. Absolutely well done. So, Chaitanya, coming back to you. I understand that you have done a lot of research into wildlife. So, can you please share something about your research work with our audience today?
Yes, absolutely. Firstly, I'm more of a field-oriented person. I prefer to go on field rather than working in lab for hours and hours. I have been into 3 or 4 research projects till now. My first year research project was Grassland Amphibian Survey in 2004, end of 2014. I joined in that survey. We were surveying the grasslands around Pune for amphibians and how many species of amphibians are found in our grasslands. And during that survey, we found and we discovered a new frog species called Spherotheca paschima. It is a burrowing frog, and to check the distribution of that frog, we traveled 3000 kilometer north and 3000 kilometer to south. And that frog is widely distributed, but that frog mainly distributed in western region of India. That's why we named it as Sperodica paschima. And another project was parallelly going on. That project was on Koina tiger toad, or we can call it Xanthophryn tigrina. It's a toad found only in Koina and Amboli forest and not anywhere else in the world. Uh, this is part of Koina Wildlife Sanctuary, where I went to Koina for that research purpose. Uh, my part was different in that particular project. I was checking that whether there is infection of chytrid fungus or not. Now, this chytrid fungus grows on amphibians or frogs' body and inhibits the percolation of essential minerals in the frog's body, and eventually the frog dies. For that, I have to catch the frog and rub the body with a piece of earbud and store it. And with another piece of earbud, I have to take the buccal sample of that frog. Means I have to open the mouth of frog, take the buccal swab, and store the swab safely. Fortunately, the result of that survey is negative. There is no such infection of chytrid fungus is there in India. Another project is going on, still going on, which is on scorpions. I try to contribute as much as I can in scorpion project. Now, this is the photograph of scorpion growing under UV light. As Mr. Parag said, that it is because of the beta carbolin chemical which is present in their cuticle. And another project was very interesting. It was on pseudoscorpions. Now, the pseudoscorpion creature is very interesting. Now, the pseudo means false, and these animals are smaller than ants. Okay, they have the manosis like the real scorpions have, but they don't have the sting that real scorpions have. That's why they are called as pseudoscorpions, and they live in various types of habitats like under the tree bark or under the rocks. And there is a one species of pseudoscorpion that live inside the honeycomb. And that particular species protects the honeycomb from attack of a moth species. That moth species lays its eggs in the honeycomb, and the larvae which comes out from those eggs that destroy the honeycomb. But these pseudoscorpions eat those larvae and protect the honeycomb from that moth. And very interesting thing is there is a man, I guess in Baramati, who breeds those pseudoscorpions and sells it to the apiculture centers. And fourth project is still going on, which is on mammal and bird survey in Mayreshwar Wildlife Sanctuary. Me and my friends are visiting that sanctuary twice a month for last 3 months, and we are noting down which species of mammals and birds we are observing in that forest, and that project will end in March.
Wow, it was really interesting to hear about the pseudoscorpions. Brilliant. And then great research work there, Chaitanya. Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
Now, before we go, I want you to tell our viewers today about how one can inspire the younger generation to understand the wildlife better.
To understand wildlife better, I should say that start reading books, and not instead of reading on any gadget or something, you should start reading actual books. What will happen is you will start building interest, and you will feel that yes, I want to see that bird, or yes, I want to see that animal. And when you want to see that animal or bird or a tree, you want to go on field. And when you go on field, you start to observe that where I can see that animal, or where I can see that bird, or where I can see that tree. And when you start to observe, you start asking questions that why this tree is there, or why this bird is behaving like that, or why this mountain is formed. So it all comes to the reading, and I should say that reading nowadays is very rare thing. reading has become very rare thing. So you should start reading actual books instead of reading on Kindle or doing Google. As you can see in these pictures, I'm giving some information to kids, and this picture is from Purandar Fort. When you go to the fort, instead of only eating pitla bhakri, start observing on what height the main door or darwaza is built, or how many bastions are there on the fort, or how many water holes are there on the fort, what type of carvings are present on the main door, or how many entrances are there for that particular fort. Reading and increasing your observation is the key.
Superb. Excellent words there, Chaitanya. I'm sure this will enable many more curious minds to get inspired about the wildlife. Absolutely brilliant. And as Steve Irwin said, we don't own the planet Earth, we belong to it, and we must share it with our wildlife. So
Yes,
thank you,
absolutely.
Chaitanya, for sharing your story, your thoughts with us today. Absolutely brilliant. Audience, do not go anywhere. Chaitanya is going to be back with an awesome finale that we have planned for all of you. So, friends, if you have liked the episodes, the experience, and the concept, we're now open to have your financial support. We would like to sincerely thank our audience who have supported us till date. Your support has made it possible for this platform to bring together people from different places and cultures, all bound together by passion. Your financial support, however big or small, is extremely valuable to us. You'll be able to see a GPay number as well as a QR code for any contribution that you would like to make to take this concept forward. Before we move on, over to Saroj, who is going to share how each one of you can also become a part of our ever-growing channel, Glyphs. So over to you, Saroj.
Thank you, Parag. To all my passionate friends present here today, we have just heard Chaitanya talk about his passion. In the same manner, all of us have different passions that we love to do. It would be singing, it could be dancing, photography, traveling, or even painting. My passion is Bharatnatyam, and I am a part of the Glyphs community. Glyphs CCE is a channel that provides you a platform to take your passion across the globe. We currently have our viewership over 44 countries across the globe. Now that you are enjoying the Glyphs show, we are happy to tell you that you can create a specially designed show for your company, social or business clubs, as well as your alumni meets. Can we have the video, please?
Glyphs, the world's first community for passion. You can now bring glyphs to your company for a one of its kind employee bonding event. Drop a message to us on our Facebook page or type in the comment section right now and we shall get in touch with you.
Now, you also can be a part of this Glyphs community. Well, there are two ways in which you can do it. The options that you see on the screen right now, go ahead and choose one or even all. I want to perform or refer someone to perform on the Glyphs episode. I want to introduce Glyphs to my company. For all our viewers on Facebook, please comment option 1 or 2 and we will get back to you. Thank you for your responses. You can see the phone number and the email ID on the screen right now. So join us on Glyphs. Before I sign off, let me take this opportunity to thank our host, Parag Wartak. Parag, a software developer by profession and a theater artist by passion. He has been a super loyal supporter of the Glyphs community right since the launch and now one of the strong pillars of this team. He owns and runs Parag Theatre Productions, which is soon coming up with a web series. Thank you, Parag, for being such a brilliant host. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Saroj, for the wonderful words. Thank you. So, audience, music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Ladies and gentlemen, our second guest today is Ajay Dhamdhere, for whom music in any format is his passion, and he has been pursuing his passion from past 43 years. He's a die-hard fan of Kishore Kumar and R.D. Burman. By profession, he is ex-banker, retired from Cosmos Bank, Pune, after 37 years of service. Ajay till date has not gone through any sort of systematic training in singing or playing musical instruments, but still has mastery in playing mouth organ and flute. This is not all. He loves to try his hand at calligraphy as well. Ajay has regularly done instrumental shows of mouth organ and flute. So, ladies and gentlemen, without wasting any more time, please welcome Ajay Dhamdhere with his melodious performances. Ajay's first performance is going to be a theme tune performed on mouth organ. This tune was performed by the legendary R.D. Burman. This movie was released in 1964 under the banner of Rajshri Productions and was directed by Satyen Bose. It received 6 Filmfare Awards, including the Best Film in opposition to Raj Kapoor's Sangam. Also scored a National Award for Best Feature Film in Hindi. So, audience, you need to guess the name of the movie. No, Shilpa, it is not Nadia Ke Paar. No, it's not Aradhana either. It's a movie released in 1964. I'll give you a clue. This particular movie was also screened at the Moscow International Film Festival in 1965 as the official Indian entry. Any more guesses from the audience? Come on, you cinema lovers. Come on, you should be able to guess this. No, Kavita, well tried, but it is not Mughal Azam. Right, I'll give this one to you. The name of the movie is Dosti. So here we go. Ajay, over to you.
Hi friends. So this is the title music track of the film Dosti. Original music is from Lakshmikant Parallel, but the particular instrument is played by my beloved Pancham, that is R.D. Burman. So let's start with the title music of Dosti.
Wow, that was very nice. Absolutely brilliant. Ajay, can I just request you to be just a little bit closer to the microphone while
Okay.
you're using your mouth organ?
Yeah.
So brilliant. So audience, Jewel Thief is a 1967 Hindi spy thriller heist film directed by Vijay Anand. The film stars Dev Anand, Vaijantimala, and Ashok Kumar, and features four Bond girl-like actresses portrayed by Tanuja, Helen, Faryal, and Anju Mahendru. The film soundtrack was composed by S.D. Burman, and Ajay is going to perform the super famous song Ye Dil Na Hota Bechara on his mouth organ. But before we hear it, audience, can you tell me the location at which this song was picturized? So I need the location at which this super famous song Ye Dil Na Hota Bechara was picturized from the movie Jewel Thief. No, Saroj, it is in Maharashtra. I'll give that one to you. But it's not Panchgani. No, Apurva, it is not Jamshedpur. Come on, audience. We all love Devanand, so you must know it. No, it's not Matheran. Keep trying, keep trying. Gayatri, well tried, but it's not Pune either. Right. Excellent choice. I'll give this one to you. It was picturized in Igatpuri. So over to you, Ajay, for this lovely song.
Yeah.
That was so wonderful, Ajay. That was absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
Right. Um, Nai Dilli is a 1956 Hindi black and white romantic comedy film written by Radhakishan with Inder Raj Anand and directed by Mohan Sehgal. This film starred Vaijanthimala and Kishore Kumar in the lead roles. The film's music was composed by Shankar Jaikishan duo with lyrics provided by Hasrat Jaipuri and Shailendra. So let's hear the mischievous yet beautiful song Nakrewali. So over to you, Ajay.
Yeah. नखरवाली 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 देखने में देख लो है कैसी भोली भाली अजनबी ये छोरियां दिल पे डाले डोरियां अजनबी ये छोरियां दिल पे डाले डोरियां मन की काली वो तो कोई और थी जो आंखों से समा गई दिल में डिटलिए डिटलियो डिटलिए डिटलिए डिटलियो डिटलिए बेरहम बेवफा अपना कुछ अता पता बता तो दे ओ बेरहम बेकली बेकसी कुछ तो कम हो फिर से मुस्कुरा तो दे ओ बेरहम वो तो कोई और थी जो आंखों से समा गई दिल में डिटलिए 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 डिटलिए
Wow, that was very nice. Absolutely nice. Such a beautiful song. Prem Pujari, released in 1970, was written, directed, and produced by Dev Anand. The cast of the film was, of course, Dev Anand, along with Wahida Rahman, Shatrugna Sinha, Prem Chopra, Madan Puri, and then unknown Amrish Puri. Now, before we move ahead, I'll share a small trivia about this movie. During the making of Jewel Thief, Dev Anand wrote the script of Prem Pujari on the location. Now, through the binocular, Dev Anand saw the China border, and one Chinese soldier had a small puppy dog playing and going around. Dev Anand at that moment decided that that particular small dog must be in the part of the film, and the small puppy was in Prem Pujari in an important part, which sent the story ahead. So that was the trivia about Prem Pujari. So coming back to the performance, Ajay is going to perform the evergreen and super hit song Fulo Ke Rang Se. So over to you, Ajay.
फूलों आंखों के रंग से, दिल की कलम से तुझको लिखी रोज पाती। कैसे बताऊं किस किस तरह से पल पल मुझे तू सताती। तेरे ही सपने लेकर के सोया, तेरी ही यादों में जागा, तेरे ख्यालों में उलझा रहा हूँ जैसे कि माला में धागा। हाँ बादल बिजली चंदन पानी जैसा अपना प्यार लेना होगा जन्म हमें कई कई बार। हाँ इतना इतना मधुर तेरा मेरा प्यार लेना होगा जन्म हमें कई कई बार। सांसों की सरगम धड़कन के बिना सपनों की गीतांजलि तो मन की गली में महके जो हरदम ऐसी जूही की कली तो। छोटा सफर हो लंबा सफर हो, सूनी डगर हो या मेला, याद तू आए मन हो जाए भीड़ के बीच अकेला। हाँ बादल बिजली चंदन पानी जैसा अपना प्यार लेना होगा जन्म हमें कई कई बार। हाँ इतना मधुर तेरा मेरा प्यार लेना होगा जन्म हमें कई कई बार। पूरब हो पश्चिम उत्तर हो दक्षिण तू हर जगह मुस्कुराए। जितना भी जाऊं मैं दूर तुझसे उतनी ही तू पास आए। आंधी ने रोका पानी ने टोका दुनिया ने हंसकर पुकारा। तस्वीर तेरी लेकिन ये मैं कर आया सबसे किनारा। हाँ बादल बिजली चंदन पानी जैसा अपना प्यार लेना होगा जन्म हमें कई कई बार। हाँ इतना मधुर तेरा मेरा प्यार लेना होगा जन्म हमें कई कई बार। कई कई बार। कई कई बार। कई
क्या बात है, क्या बात है. And as the chat box rightly suggesting that obviously it was absolutely wonderful, but it also suggests that this particular song is an all-time favorite for many, many people. And it was sung so beautifully, absolutely brilliant. So audience, Hindi movie Safar was released in 1970. It was a Hindi romantic drama film produced by the Mushir Riaz duo and directed by Asit Sen, based on a novel by Bengali writer Ashutosh Mukherjee. The film stars Ashok Kumar, Rajesh Khanna, Sharmila Tagore, and Firoz Khan in lead roles. Its music was by Kalyanji Anandji. The song Jeevan Se Bhari Teri Aankhein, which Ajay is going to perform next. But audience, I want you to tell me which Indian classical raga is this song based on. So the song is Jeevan Se Bhari Teri Aankhein from the movie Safar in 1970. So you need to tell me which Indian classical raga this song is based on. Come on, audience, all the Bollywood music lovers. No, it is not Yaman, Saroj. Well tried, though. It's not difficult, Kavita. It is not difficult. No, Apurva, it's not that either. Right, I'll give this one to your audience. It is the raga Malgunji. So this song is based on the raga Malgunji. So over to you, Ajay.
This Malgunji raga, you may know other songs also. There are few songs, you can Google it even. Okay, I'm going to start this song with a actual flute piece, so beautifully played in that particular song. I will play it on flute and then I will continue with the track. जीवन से भरी तेरी आंखें मजबूर करे जीने के लिए सागर भी तरसते रहते हैं तेरे रूप का रस पीने के लिए जीवन से भरी तेरी आंखें तस्वीर बनाए क्या कोई लिखे तुझ पे कविता रंगों छंदों में समाएगी रंगों छंदों में समाएगी किसी तरह से इतनी सुंदरता एक धड़कन है तू दिल के लिए एक जान है तू जीने के लिए जीवन से भरी तेरी आंखें जीवन की सुगंध है सांसों में, बाहों में कमल की कोमलता। किरणों का तेज है चेहरे पे, किरणों का तेज है चेहरे पे, हिरणों की है तुझ में चंचलता, चंचलता। आंचल का तेरे है तार बहुत, कोई चाक जिगर सीने के लिए, सीने के लिए जीवन से भरी तेरी आँखें मजबूर करे जीने के लिए, जीने के लिए। सागर भी तरसते रहते हैं तेरे रूप का रस पीने के लिए, पीने के लिए। जीवन से भरी तेरी आँखें।
That was super melodious. Just loved it. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, Ajay, for treating us with such amazing melodies. Absolutely brilliant. Just loving it. Audience, before we go to the finale, on behalf of our audience and Team Glyphs, a heartfelt thanks to our guests Chaitanya and Ajay for joining us on our channel today. We thank Aishwarya Sane and Saroj Nangaonkar for introducing our guests Chaitanya and Ajay to the Glyphs channel. We also thank our ever-efficient back-end team for their efforts in preparing every episode flawlessly. And the founders, GST, as we fondly call them, Gayatri, Salil, and Tanushri, for innovating this idea and creating this awesome channel. Last but not the least, our wonderful audience from India and across the globe for watching, supporting, and encouraging us during each episode of our channel, Glyphs CCE. And now, as promised, time for the finale. Presenting our signature style, the Glyphs Jugalbandi. A perfect end to a beautiful evening. So let's have it.
Yes, you are showing a clip, right?
Yes, they are showing the glyphs.
It is not visible to me. Okay, anyway, I will. I haven't got that clip.
Right. I'll give you the go ahead. But yes, so it's there. So you can go ahead, Ajay.
Yeah, yeah. मुसाफिर हूँ यारो, ना घर है ना ठिकाना, है। मुसाफिर हूँ यारो, ना घर है ना ठिकाना, मुझे चलते जाना है, बस चलते जाना। दिन ने हाथ थाम कर इधर बिठा लिया, इशारे से उधर बुला लिया। सुबह से शाम से मेरा दोस्ताना, मुसाफिर हूँ यारो, ना घर है ना ठिकाना, मुझे चलते जाना है, बस चलते जाना।
Wow, that was such a lovely Jugalbandi. Very unique as always. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. In case anyone from the audience is interested in interacting with our guests, please put your name in the chat box and we can get you backstage to talk to them. I'm your host, Parag Wartak, signing off for today. My team and I shall be waiting to see you on our next episode where we introduce you to the passions of listening through your eyes and devotion through expression. So tune in on Sunday, 5 o'clock in the evening, and be there to experience a new world of passion. Until then, stay safe, keep exploring your passions, and do take very good care of yourselves. Good night, and have a lovely weekend ahead.
Okay.